this.
What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to the 10-yard fight. I'm Coach KK. This is volume 21, part 10, the gun wide spread scheme. And I got a little bit of more RPOs for you. Now, these two RPOs are coming from the gun spread halfback week right there in the top middle of the screen. It's a 2x2 spread set. This is our base. These two RPOs have been around the 10-yard fight for quite a while, way back in volume 2 and volume 3 as well, out of the gun bunch open offset. This RPO read bubble, I everywhere I can bring it, I'll bring it to every scheme I can. I remember it was in volume 16, the gun wing scheme, which is probably the most popular scheme on the channel that brung a lot of traffic over there. And you can see it just like this is the RPO read bubble. So for the beginners and newbies, this is a play that's 3 into 1. It's 3 concepts into 1. Okay. It's like a quick progression type of thing, right? You know, you got to read your keys properly with the defensive lineman, whether you hand it off or you run with the quarterback or you pull back and just throw out to the bubble, to the flats. Now, you don't just call this play because you want to. This is one of those type of plays that have to be in the audibles. Okay. You just never know. You're going to get the look, like whatever look. And this is preferably ran against zone, you know, when zone coverage, because on the point of attack, the defense drops back. Okay. And you can see a lot of these are going to be zone coverage plays out here. You know, it's like this. This is one high safety. It's not guaranteed that that guy who's in front of triangle, and you can see we can flip it over as well because that was a vacant area. So why not go to the bubble? Let's look how many yards I get versus a hard, tough Alabama defense. See that? We'll just call that at the 45-yard line. It was vacant. We definitely got the first down, and you're going to get a lot of looks like that. And what I like about it is you can flip it over and the running back just moves to the other side, which will also draw attention to the backfield. So RPOs, man, I love them. And these are the things that, look at that right there. Look at the user going all the way for the bubble screen and we're handing the ball off. Look at 54. That's who you look at. Watch 50 go to that second level. Look at that. Gotta love it. Man, there's a special place in my heart for linemen that go up the field and go get 2 people. You wonder why the linemen get cars and SUVs and Escalades and all that from the quarterback for Christmas and stuff. Yeah, man. But RPOs is what keeps the scheme going. It's like oil. It's like how you put oil in the car. It keeps things going, lubricant. So RPOs keeps your drive alive, right? 3 concepts into 1. You can do it against the best of them. Look at the post snap read. Post snap is initially after the snap. The user is going for the handoff. The defense over there is fooled. And you want to call it. Look at that. I caught him off guard then. Yeah, hey, sometime it's going to happen. You know, this should be like a rule on defense. You never get caught slipping like this. This is the perfect play to be calling while the defense is shifting around like that. So that's his fault. He did that to himself. If a real experienced user would have just stayed in the defense or just called timeout. You don't want to get caught like that. Look at this. I'm up 21-0 versus Oregon. Everybody coming in. You know, he called the play on defense. So as you can see, this is a real good zone beater. You can attack some guys out there in the flats. You know, right here, we're calling it, you know, it's originally to the left, but we're going to flip it over. Now, like I say, I love that you can flip it over you can do that because this is a symmetrical formation. Now, if this was like something else, like the doubles or something like that, the tight end would be on the line attached to the right tackle and you wouldn't be able to flip it over. It'd just be going to the slot receiver. But right here, you got 2 slots. So, yeah, look at the user right here. He's going to try to play everything at one time, and you just can't. You can only be in one spot as a user. So, look at that. That was the 4th quarter, too. Game over. Look at that. Just sealed the game right there. It was 22-20. And we just got 7 right there. Game over. 3rd and 6. He tried. And you can see right here, they just RPOs really just keeps the defense. It puts them out of position for like a step or two. That's what I like about them. Look at that. You don't always got to hand it off or throw it and run with that QB. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got to read the keys properly. I'm pretty sure that's easy peasy to understand that. If you don't run RPOs and you want to start running them, just know that there's a penalty if you hold the ball too long. So you got to kind of make a decision. You got to read those keys. This is going to get better towards the end. I'm going to show the good stuff later on. You can see right here, 4th and 1 versus Georgia. We're going left. We're reading the keys. So I flipped over because I like the space. That looks like one-on-one right there. Don't think that safety will get there in time. Phew. And see, that's what I love about this. This is 11 personnel. Okay, 1 running back, 1 tight end. That's my tight end right there. That's 11 personnel. So whenever I have to give it to the tight end out there in the flats, he's a tight end versus a little cornerback or a little safety. Look at that boy right there. Look at the guy with the Gators. That man ain't know where he wanted to go. That guy went left. He went right. He went left. Gotta love the look. He went left. Now he coming back right. By the time the ball was at my receiver, he's just turning around. Look at that. So, yeah, man, it's a play that you want to have in the audibles. You really don't want to come out in this play. I use this play when the area is vacant. All right. You just never know when you're going to have to call this play. Look at him trying to scrape over here on the keys. He's trying to be slick and have 2 guys defending the read option. Remember, we got the bubble screen attached to this play. And look at that there. See, this is man coverage right here. This is what happens. The outside receiver is going to carry his cornerback like a pick, like they do in basketball. And then his corner is just going to follow. So he's going to get that guy. And then this guy up top has a bad angle and he's left behind. So, yeah, that's ideally what it looks like versus man coverage, non-pressed. All right, guys, it's halftime. Hit that like button for me. That would be gladly appreciated. This is part 10 of volume 21. I am going to do a few more videos to this, in 4-minute offense style for the new guys. I know I'm on part 10, so we'll get it going. And I got a few more things I want to do to wrap up this year. RPO peak slant is the next play. This is one of my favorites right here. Man, I'll tell you a quick story. So we played a game in the break room at work, and I'm the only one. It's about 8 guys who play the game. It's about 3 of us who's real good. And when I set my audibles, I set these 2 plays in it, but I use them in certain categories. Man, I'm talking about, man, I'll be right here on the goal line and fool the whole entire break room. It'd be about 10 people watching the game at one time. Everybody is fooled, But you gotta. You can't just do these when you want to. You got to do them when the time is there, when the look is there. See, I was anticipating that gap to be open right there. And sometimes it's going to be the smallest gap. Now, if you don't know, this is not a read. This is a peek. So you either got to hand it off or you got to throw it or take the sack. Can't run with the quarterback on this one. Or they'll call a legal man downfield. And you can see right here, Sometimes I just plan on running the ball out of it. And then if the area is vacant and it just happened to be a good look, I'll pull back and throw. You don't plan on throwing it. You plan on running. You think run first. Look at this guy just jumped out. See what I'm talking about? This for the 2-point conversion right here. This for the game right here. Yes, sir. Tie game. 21-21. Late in the 4th quarter. 2-point conversion from the 3-yard line. All you need is a step on your opponent and you can fire. Someone mentioned about throwing a high pass. I wouldn't throw a high pass like using the triggers and modifiers to throw a high pass. If you have to do all of that on an RPO, you shouldn't probably be throwing that pass, because this is supposed to be like a clean, safe pass. You shouldn't have to force anything or get in between 2 windows. You usually throw this when the area is just clear and vacant. You can see right there, I'm in a championship game. And you do have two receivers. You know, you have another guy going on like a trail, a late trail. And even when they press. See, that's why I always preach about pre-snap and post-snap, because those are two different things. This is pre-snap right here, how they look. And then post-snap is immediately after the snap. Maybe a second or two, 2 seconds. Like, that's pre-snap. You can see they double mugging the A-gap. And then that's post-snap. So that was pre and post. All right. Moving forward to Colorado. I remember this game right here. This is probably one of my best games ever this year in terms of performance. This was a playoff game, too. Look, he came in. I caught that guy on all the RPOs I've been showing lately. That guy that was on the previous videos. We caught him with all the RPOs in one game. But yeah, and then some guys play defense to where you're not going to be able to do them. You may not be able to do this play but once a game, you know. But when the time is needed, it's going to be there, all right? What you don't want to do is be trying to go to it too much and catch the guy off guard, because what he'll do is he'll get on one of his defensive tackles and put him in the QB spy, and then they'll be sitting right there in the hook zone, you know, as if they're a hook zone. Yeah, and this can be dangerous. Yes, sir. Sometimes all you need is 5 or 10 yards. Yeah, this can be dangerous. So you can't sit here and rely on this play. Look at the cornerback right here in the slot. You can see right here, he's going to try to be slick and follow the man. And we went to the trail guy, got him and got way more. Yeah, man. You just make something out of nothing with these plays, man. But they have to be in the audibles because they're on the go, you know. Here we go. Thought about going with the wide offset. And we did an audible. That looks like man-to-man across the board. Yes, sir. This guy ambushed me then. It was all out blitz. He brought the house then. Look at that. I mean, they coming, boy. Nice little pass inside. First down. Yeah, so it's always nice to have these versus those big aggressive teams. You know, those teams that like to come in and come get you because they say you're supposed to target where the blitz is coming from. So these RPOs right here, the bubble and the slant, they're not the end all be all. You know, they're just pieces to the puzzle. Yep. Yeah, they just pieces to the puzzle. You may only do it 2 or 3 or 4 times a game, and that's it. That they were needed for that time, right? Or you might come to it once a drive. Look at this right here. I could have went to any one of them then. Yeah. So yeah, you gotta love the RPOs, man. Y'all guys, let me know how it is. How's it coming along for you? Do you do RPOs? Do you think they cheesy? I don't think they cheesy. I was told, like I said, I be playing in the break room and I'm the best one at work. They told me I only survive because of RPOs, but if that's the case, you should know what's coming. You should know how to put your people in position, right? They can take this away by shading inside. Shading inside will give them inside leverage. So be careful of that. That's why I say you don't want to abuse the play. You use it in clutch moments like this. Look at this. It's 14-14. 10 yards gets us into field goal range. 25 seconds left in the game. He only have one guy in the middle, and we hope he ambush or move out the way. He got blocked. We pick up 15, 16, and we're in field goal range. Look at this right here, closing out of a game. First down gets us into field goal range, and we can win from here. 3rd and 7. Got him. Gotta love it. Yeah, man. Look at this right here. Overtime. Game on the line. 4th and goal. We're down by 7. I don't think we should call the bubble because that safety back there will follow us. I like that look there. Any one of them I'm going to. I'm looking for the window between the linebackers, between the safety and the linebacker. That time it was between the safety and the corner. All right, guys, I'm out of here. That wraps up part 10 of volume 21, the gun wide spread scheme. Yes, sir. RPO style, baby. I'm Coach KK. Y'all get at me. Hit that like button. Yo.
do it every day, we be grinding. And if you ask me, we the best, I'ma be like, yo, that's us with the crazy flow. And you gon' hear us on the radio. This is how we do every day, we be grinding. And if you wanna come and test us, I'ma be like, yo, that's us with the crazy flow.